Hi everyone, welcome back to MXBIKES. Today, we're going to be doing kind of like a, I guess you could say, pros and cons list on the new OEM bikes. So, okay, really, buddy. I'm on the KTM here. If you guys want to see what tires I'm running, besides I put the mid-soft 120 on there in the rear. Front is normal though. But I'm going to be pretty much listing what I feel like is my pros and cons here. And like I said, we're on the KTM 250. So yeah, we're on Polita Raceway as well. So I'm going to be listing some of my pros and cons. Oh, dude. So, okay. Before we get into that, I want to rip for a second here real quick because I want to show you. Oh, I'm dead. I want to show you guys something. Dude, I feel like with these new OEMs, some of the 250s are slower than before. And some are way faster. Like, for example, this KTM feels insanely fast for a 250. Like, really fast. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the pros and cons list here. I have quite a few things I kind of want to talk about here on these things. So, yeah. One of my first pros is obviously the way they look. I personally love how the new 23s look, you know. They look great. Yeah, personally, I feel like the new 23s look a lot better. They have really high quality models as well. They look awesome. And yeah, that's only just 0.1, but that's one of the pros, of course, because I love how they look. As for another pro, I'm going to go with the way the bikes feel overall in air. But this is excluding corners because I'll get to that later. But overall, I feel like the way they feel in the air feels a lot better than the old bikes. The way you can scrub and whip, it feels like you have kind of like, I don't know, dude. It just feels more smooth now. It feels like it was really smooth before. It's just something about it feels a little bit better. You can just throw really hard scrubs now. Like, I mean, you could before, but even harder, like bring it back and land it still without getting that weird kind of twitch die from it. It kind of feels like these new OEMs removed the, you guys know when you used to land slightly sideways or you just went off the face wrong and you're like, okay, well, I'm dead. You know when you're going to land, your bike's just going to twitch into the ground. It kind of feels like it's removed that. I haven't got it since, but just something I've noticed. Another pro is the suspension compared to the old OEMs. This suspension is insane. It's amazing. You can land flat pretty much. Like, dude, you can just send it anywhere and you'll be all right. Besides a really, really hard case or something. But landing flat, as long as you land the normal MXBIKES typical way or case pretty hard, you'll be fine 90% of the time. There is that 10% where you're just going to case your life out really hard or over jump really hard and you're just dead no matter what. But all in all, I feel like, check this out, you guys. Here, I'll land flat off this. All in all, it feels a lot better. Just land completely flat off this right here, and we'll be all right from that too, as you can see right there. So, besides going into the fence, but the landing part of it is so much better than before, in my opinion. Now I'm gonna do a con because I kind of want to do half and half, but I don't want to do them all at the same time. Just mix it up, you know what I mean? One of the cons I feel like is the corners. So, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's kind of feels inconsistent. So it feels like sometimes when you're coming into corners, it feels like you should be able to maintain traction for a little longer than what you really do. Because it feels like before in the old beta, you could charge a little harder into the corners and stay upright. Or sometimes coming out of the corners, like right there, you lose a little bit of traction. It feels like maybe a little bit too early. Just something I feel like I'm comparing to the old beta. It's not like it's horrible or anything. It's just something that I feel like is a personal con. It feels like you have to go a little bit slower through the corners, you know, but let me know what you guys think about that down below. Do you guys feel that as well? As you saw my Ghost right there, he lost traction pretty hard for no reason right there. It's kind of just like inconsistent. Sometimes you'll hit the corners absolutely perfect, and then sometimes you'll just lose all traction, which I feel like is kind of annoying, but like I said, it's just something I noticed. Let me know if you guys noticed that down below. Oh, that's sick. Okay. Another con I have, it's dependent on the bike. Some of these sound mods are not good at all. For example, the 350s, in my opinion, they're kind of, it just sounds really bad on the 350s. It sounds like you're bogging really bad. It sounds like you're bogging the whole time until you rev out, and then when you rev out, it doesn't even have a mid to top end sound. It goes straight to limiter, so it's like, like just straight like that, which definitely is not right. It doesn't even sound like you hit it sounds like you're just lugging it all the way, even if you're wide open first gear. It sounds like you're lugging it till you hit the top end, then it just skips straight to limiter. At least on the KTM that was the case. I didn't ride the Husky one or the gas, but yeah, so, but this KTM 250 right here, it doesn't have a half bad sound mod. As you can hear it, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. You know, it's not horrible. I can deal with it. It has the lugging sound, and then it has mid to top sound as well. If I shift down here, check this out. See, as it should. Yeah, like I said, some bikes have decent sound mods, and then the 350, at least the KTM I rode, bro, it's not the best sound mod. It just kind of throws you off a little bit, a little weird, but yeah. All right, you guys, we're back, but we're on a 350, so I kind of want to show you guys what I was talking about here on the sound mod. Check this out. As you can tell, it goes straight. In my opinion, that sounds like you're just straight out bogging. It goes from bog to limiter. And the higher the gear you go, the worse it gets. Like, check. Like, it just sounds like you're bogging 24/7. Which is not a sound you really indeed want to hear. It doesn't sound very pleasing. Even like I said, here's first gear. It just sounds like you're bogging, in my opinion. It doesn't sound like you're in the mid to top range at all. And then the way it cuts out is really weird too. Listen. It like phases in and out in between sound. It's just... One of my buddies owns this bike in real life, actually, the 350. Thing is sick. And let me tell you guys, some of you guys can argue and say this, it sounds like it's mid-range. It just, I don't know, it's just... does not sound good to me. This is not how the bike sounds in real life, you know. Maybe they weren't going for the most realistic sounds, but I guess the point I'm just kind of trying to make here is it just sounds really strange. Like right there, it just went from bog to limiter, or just cut out straight right there. I don't know what's going on with the sound mod. It's really weird. All in all, I personally like the new Oems. The 450s are really slick, I feel like. Maybe I probably just didn't put enough time on it. I'm kind of probably cheeks of the game. But like I said, the corner stuff could just be solved to me putting more playtime in the game. You know, it could just be like the new little learning curve thing like some other things are. But honestly, I really like this KTM 250. It is really nice to ride. I really like the 250s in this new beta. I'm not going to lie. They feel pretty good. As long as you just focus up and actually try to rip, you can ride pretty solid. But there is sometimes the traction will catch you off guard. But other than that, you know, it's not bad. Through the whoops and stuff, I have noticed maybe a couple times the bike gets a little unsettled through roller/whoops, a little weird. But for the most part, it stays pretty centered. But suspension is, whoa, whoa, whoa. To sum it up, I feel like these new bikes overall ride better than the old pack. It's just they're a little bit unpredictable, you could say, I guess. Whoa, look at that scrub. That was insane. Dang it, I wish we'd have landed that, bro. But all in all, like I was saying, the new update is pretty solid. There's a couple things I dislike about it, but... can I double that? Nope, I'm dead, bro. Cracked suspension saves me. The suspension is so much better, but all in all, I prefer these over the old Oems. As of right now, they feel good. The scrubs and whips you can throw feel so good as well. It honestly feels a lot better than the old Oems, even though the old ones still felt like nothing was wrong with them. I just love how these new ones feel in the air. But yeah, the only thing, like I said, the downside is kind of the cornering and a couple of the sound mods. But in my opinion, the pros outweigh the cons in this scenario. But yeah, so I'm going to recap real quick. I feel like some of the cons are a little bit instability in some of the corners. The front end tries to tuck a little too. Kind of just inconsistency in the corners. The sound mods for the 350s, at least the one I rode, and some of the other bikes were not the best. And some of the pros are the bikes look a lot better. They feel a lot better overall in the air and stuff, just not in the corners. Handling-wise, it feels good. Turning, power, everything else feels good. Good power. That's also another pro, good power. And yeah, like right there, like see, like right there, I feel like I was coming in that corner a lot faster beforehand. But right here, we just lost traction coming in. I feel like the point where you lose traction the most is coming into the corners. Like, check this out, you guys. I mean, we didn't even come in super fast either, but we just lost our back end just checked out of chat right here. I mean, maybe because we sat down a little too early. I don't know, but yeah, stuff like that. I feel like I'm noticing that didn't used to happen in the old beta. But like I said, it could also just be needing to put more time on the game. But yeah, you guys, that's some of my pros and cons for the... What the hell, bro? Oh, and I forgot to mention, the suspension is so much better. It's probably like 10 times better than the old suspension. Shit's amazing. You can land actually good now without worrying about bouncing into the moon, at least from my experience. But you guys, I think that's going to be a wrap today. Let me know what your guys' pros or cons are down below, or if you have just only pros and you love everything about the update, or you hate the update. Let me know what you guys think about it, because I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. And yeah, I want to read what you guys say, and maybe I missed some cons or pros that you guys have that I actually realized are there. I just forgot them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Drop a like if you guys enjoy. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching videos. I really do appreciate all you guys watching. Anyways, I'll see you guys next video, boys.